Universal Design for Learning. UDL is a buzzword that is being used quite a lot in schools at the moment. But one thing that I'm noticing is whilst the term is being used, there's not a lot of information as to actual strategies. So this is taken from the UDL website, and you'll notice that there are 3 columns about providing multiple means of engagement, representation, and then action and expression. And so what I wanted to do is just to talk about this using a case study as to why UDL is a move towards a silver bullet, if it were, to making sure that students get the most out of their schooling that they can, regardless of any learning exceptionalities. So really, having multiple means of engagement, this first green column here, is making sure that we're finding a way that we are sustaining the students' interest, sustaining areas of their interest, sustaining their self-regulation. And then actually, when it comes down to the representation, we're making sure that we're having visual information, we're having auditory information, we're having language that makes sense to the students. So if we were to use kind of a case study and saying, okay, let's imagine a student that has, let's say, a reading challenge, so a dyslexia. So making sure that we're not just giving them information that's totally written, making sure that it makes sense for them. So maybe there's pictures in it, or maybe it's a video, or maybe it's a class discussion about what students have seen. And then thinking then about action expression, like I said, class discussion, making sure that we're not just giving the students a piece of paper they need to read, and then they're having to write their answers out. So for this particular student, perhaps they speak to another member of staff and the staff scribes it. Perhaps they work in a group. Perhaps they video their response. Perhaps they do a talk to type. Perhaps they act it out. Perhaps they make a stop motion. So just having multiple means of engagement, representation, and action expression, ensuring that students with all abilities can be engaged. And the thing with UDL is it takes place prior to the lesson taking place. This is not something where in the middle lesson we go, oh, we forgot we needed to have the text at the right level for that student. That's an afterthought. Whereas UDL should really happen prior to the lesson even being planned, so that you come to the planning process knowing the needs of all of your students, to ensure that when you plan the lesson and then enact your lesson, that the barriers that they could face are mitigated and removed. So for example, this student who we know has a reading difficulty, making sure the text is not set at a level that's too hard for them. You do that prior to the lesson, so that when you sit down in the lesson, you're already ahead of the game and you have more chance of them succeeding because you're removing that specific barrier. So just a small example of application of UDL, or Universal Design for Learning.